Hi guys, Chris here from God's Witness. Today I'm going to be talking about Earth dollar again. I'm going to be connecting it to the recent COP27 meeting in which a report was generated, a 70-page report. I believe it's page 51, one sentence, if not two sentences, that was stated saying that by the first quarter of 2023, world universal basic income will be in place, affecting the entire world. These two videos I both speak about Earth dollar. This one here is where I said Mark of the Beast Earth dollar was from 4 years ago. This one here where I said climate change linked to one world currency 3 years ago. So you can see this is not new. In this video here, Mark of the Beast Earth dollar, I said, what is the mark of the beast? Earth dollar question mark. And I said the mark of the beast, a new question mark. So I was not saying that it was, but I was certainly privy to it all these years ago. And I'm going to show the importance of this by flipping over to a summary of the COP27, an opportunity for basic income, written on November 19th, 2022. Very current, right? Very current. Leaders from around the world attended, this is past, in Egypt to discuss world emerging economic problems / tied into climate change. They're using it as a system of fear to bring in a proposed solution to their benefit, okay? In this, they said all those circumstances show the necessity of a global universal basic income, especially now. They talk about poor countries with climate issues, rubbish issues, things of that sort of nature. All right, it's similar to what happened in the past where they went and instilled a whole bunch of fear. If you don't go and receive the clot shot, essentially what's going to happen is you won't have a job. All right, it's piggybacking off that. They knew that worked. They had this system in place, right? Nothing in this world happens like, at the click of a fingers. It just, they slowly bring it in, right? So here you can see highlighted, having a guaranteed basic income would not only improve the mental health of those people by reducing their stress levels, as many studies have already shown and are continuing to show, it would also give people an opportunity to think about the problems they will face in the future instead of only focusing on issues they have to survive through today, namely economic problems, right? We all know since the early 80s that females had to work, the wife in the relationship was pushed to work. Nobody really saw it. If you go and have a look at TV shows in the 70s, or you speak to your parents if they're still around, or your grandparents, whatever the age may be, you can see that females never used to work and there never used to be a problem. All right, they slowly bring this in, okay, and it's for a very particular reason. Watch to the end because this is gonna floor you. I link everything from what's happening right here with world universal basic income to Earth dollar and what you can do to prepare. Okay, all right, so we've established that they've held this meeting on the 22nd. They said these things, right? I'm going to show you what system they're going to use, and you've already guessed it, it's Earth dollar. So if we go to the Earth dollar web page, you can see that it's asset backed. They've already, at the bottom of this page, they say that they've got over is that billion? I can't even read that. Is that trillion? That's trillion. $5 trillion of assets backing Earth dollar. They're going to use a love story, and what I mean by that is a carefully worded propaganda script to bring this in. This Bitcoin nodes, you can see Earth dollar is the central piece. The central piece. Dogecoin, Bitcoin, cryptos, right? They're going to be using it to push this fear and that you're being a good boy or a little good girl and doing your thing for climate, right? They say how fast it is. This does not use Bitcoin technology. laying this out straight away right now. It uses a quantum-based, which is supercomputer technology to track all of this. And if you don't know where I'm going with this quite yet, and you haven't gone down the rabbit hole of quantum computers, I'm going to pause for a moment. You can skip forward if you know about it, but doing a brief thing about quantum computers, because this is very important. See this asset backed on the screen right now? They are going to get you to give up your houses, your cars, your bicycles, your motorcycles, anything of value, right, is going to be owned by them. They will be telling you what you can do, what you can't do, what you can shop for, all right? You've seen some of those videos on these types of things before, right? All right, what I'm showing you here is the Mother Earth supercomputer from Earth Dollar. It's a decentralized planetary supercomputer and humanitarian blockchain. Quite a mouthful. Let's see what they tell us about it. The Earth Dollar powers one of the fastest decentralized planetary supercomputers and humanitarian blockchains called the Mother Earth supercomputer, aka Mother Earth operating system. They use the word Mother Earth to make this sound great, to make you feel as if you're doing this for nature, but in fact you're doing this for something, a supercomputer, right? It says this can process up to 1 million transactions per second. Earth Dollar is used to run the living economic system, as well as buy decentralized cloud-based CPU power, GPU power, and storage space. The Mother Earth supercomputer can be used to track humanitarian projects. Let that sink in for a moment. It's going to be used as a tracking system. How are they going to get people linked to this? I'll be showing that to you in a moment. Before I do, I want to explore this Mother Earth supercomputer, what they call Mother Earth, and how they make it sound good. It's a twisting of tongues, right? I want to show you how they're linking it to the World Universal Basic Income that's going to be coming out in the first quarter of 2023. Okay, clicking on solutions, end poverty. Look at that, end poverty, World Basic Income. Let's see what Earth Dollar has to say. In the new alternative living economic system being established by the Earth Dollar, members can thrive and reach their full human potential. As a means to end global poverty, qualified members can apply to receive a World Basic Income to top off their income. We will reward people for social goods such as running blockchain nodes. I'll show you how that's going to be done and how humans are going to be connected to this. Volunteering for charities, cleaning up beaches, planting trees, buying organic foods. It sure sounds like the Chinese social scoring system. Times 10. Times 10, right? This is amazing. Just scrolling down, reading a little bit more. What is the World Basic Income? The World Basic Income program is being provided by the Earth Dollar and is governed by the Mother Earth Constitution. That's the supercomputer. The goal is to reward people. They won't say get them into trouble or take away assets or limit what they can do. They will also always focus on the positive. This is what governmental agencies do, right? The goal is to reward people to live a sustainable lifestyle, including to help fulfill the enhanced sustainable development goals. Can you see what it's connected to? The United Nations climate change agenda, right? People and organizations will be paid to plant more trees, restore the climate, clean up the beaches, farm hemp, clean up the lake and rivers, and save our planet. The World Basic Income program is different from Universal Basic Income. While the UBI concept is to give people fish, the World Basic Income program teaches people how to fish. The World Basic Income program only pays and rewards people for their successful contribution to fulfilling the enhanced sustainable development goals. Again, let that sink in. You'll be required to do as you're told in accordance with that plan, which means all sorts of crazy stuff, right? Now, let's have a look at what this Mother Earth Constitution is. The Mother Earth Constitution and pledge to love Mother Earth, protect the rights of nature. Remember, this thing is a quantum computer and will be encoded into the Mother Earth supercomputer and blockchain that runs the Earth dollar. Let's see what Geordie Rose, who is the founder and first inventor, if you like, of the supercube computer, says about that. All right, I'm on YouTube. I'm on a video called Geordie Rose, Quantum Computing, Artificial Intelligence is Here. This is a video from essentially 7 years ago. I will put a link to this, or you can go find it yourself on YouTube. I'm going straight to his predictions. He gives a bit basic overview of how this quantum computing system works. Nobody's any the wiser, and he makes a number of predictions, but remember, all of this is coming into fruition in the first quarter of 2023. Listen to his predictions.
This is its low-hanging fruit. Computers haven't been around for a long time. And I think that what's going to happen is that as people get more comfortable with computers, the attention will turn from the Twitters and the Facebooks to very important things. So here's my first prediction. I'm going to predict that by 5 years, NASA will have found an Earth-like planet with Earth-like atmosphere and water on it, and serious people will start discussing how we get there. And by the way, they're going to use one of our machines to help do this. So that's my first prediction. My second prediction is that this business of parallel universes is going to turn out to be very important. This picture that I've got under here is what's called a gravitational lens. When Einstein proposed his general theory of relativity, it came with a bunch of experiments that you could use to test it. And one of them was that if there was a point of light very far away and a galaxy in the middle, that galaxy should bend the light and you should see a ring. And this was eventually observed. And I think what's going to happen is somebody is going to come up with an experiment to test this reality of these things. And we're going to be able to do so. My third prediction that I'm going to end on is the most important of all. I believe that humanity is on the cusp of the most important technological, societal revolution that's ever occurred. And that's when we got to the point where the machines that we build outpace us in every respect. I don't mean that they're better calculators. I don't mean that they're better at searching. I mean everything. And I think that we're very close. And my prediction is that within 15 years, we will have machines that outpace humans in everything.
Can you see how this links? This is linking directly. This is joining all the strings together. All right, this title from Geordie Rose, the inventor of quantum computers, made a video 5 years ago. So fast forward, it's 2 years newer than the previous one that I showed you. And it's called Geordie Rose of Kindred, the company he works for. Those with keen eyes will pick up that he's got the Aurora Borealis, the snake eating its own tail, on his shirt, which is the symbolism and the logo of Kindred. Kindred means something, not going into that. But he says, presents super intelligent aliens are coming to Earth. Oh, how fanciful, how sci-fi, right? But have a listen to what he says that is the backbone of quantum computers. This will blow you away.
He was saying is basically, yes, there are these massively intelligent entities out there, but they're not good, they're not evil. They just don't give a shit about you even in the slightest. The same way that you don't care about an ant is the same way they're not going to care about you. And these things that we're summoning into the world now are not demons, they're not evil, but they're more like the Lovecraftian great old ones. There are entities that are not necessarily going to be aligned with what we want. So this transition is really, really massively important for our entire species to navigate. And going back to that thing that Sam Harris was saying, nobody is paying attention. This thing is happening in the background. while people bicker about politics and what's going to be in the healthcare plan in the US, and underneath it all is this rising tsunami that, if we're not careful, is going to wipe us all out.
All right, so there you had it. Geordie Rose, the inventor of himself, talking about something so fanciful just 2 years later, where he discussed in an open platform to world leaders how supercomputers work and how they're going to be great for society. Just in 2 years, he already knew what was running and what was behind the supercomputers. He says it himself. He doesn't know exactly what they are. They don't align with our human goals, all right? It doesn't say that's necessarily bad or good, but if something doesn't revolve around our goals and our goals for good and our righteousness, right, they are bad. They are bad. They are very bad. And I'll show you why. I'll show you why. And this is how people that get involved in this can get so deceived, right? Now this is a video again by Geordie Rose 3 years ago. We can see a progression in his thinking as the builder of this system, and how the title of this reflects to exactly what I was talking about: synthetic minds, cooperation, and the future of humanity. It says Dr. Geordie Rose, founder of D-Wave, the world's first quantum computing company, and Kindred, the world's first robotics company, returns to share his theory of understanding minds and how that is applied to artificial intelligence. With the understanding that every thought that a human has ever thought resides in our mind, this talk will make you think. It certainly will, and it's the last missing piece of the puzzle that connects this system all together. I'm not going to play it. You can go and look at it, but look at the overhead projection there. Synthetic minds, cooperation, and thoughts about our future. Very scary stuff. Actually, I will play this, because listen to what this elderly gentleman asks Geordie Rose, and listen very carefully to how Geordie Rose replies.
In your lab, you actually create the synth? You build the synth?
Yes, we have several. The intent is to create systems that are indistinguishable from human.
Right. And so your goal is to mimic the human in form and in function.
Think of it as deriving the angels of our better nature somehow, and distilling it into an AI whose goals are aligned with the things that we would generally think are good and not things that we would agree are bad. So.
All right, let's go back to Earth Dollar and link this all in with the failing economic system as we see it right now and what's happening in the world right now. Let's get into it. All right, they say that the world is in crisis. They talk about economical, they talk about multiple global crises of epic proportions, including the COVID-19 pandemic, climate change, the sixth mass extinction, massive inflation and joblessness, increased poverty and starvation, and more. The main problems that are driving these crises are unsustainable cities and our extractive economy, right? They go on to say essentially how action needs to be done now. Prince Charles recently spoke about this. He alluded to it as being some type of entity again, and he's talking about one and the same thing here. He is referring to this system that is going to be in place, right? And is going to be controlling all by this law that I just showed you, right? From their mouths, not mine. Pretty interesting stuff, right? Gets worse. Let's keep having a look. Under the tab here, monetize assets, you can monetize all the assets in your home. That's everything. Anything physical will be backed by this Earth Dollar system. It will not be yours. Remember the "you will own nothing and be happy" from the World Economic Forum from Klaus Schwab, right? Where he says those things. it refers to this. We're putting all the strings together in this video, all right? And this is what it's talking about. The Earth dollar, working in conjunction with the new alternative living economic system, can generate new wealth, prosperity, and abundance by monetizing and tokenizing real assets, including real estate assets, land, precious metals, natural capital assets, commodities, and more assets are in negotiations. All right, I really hope you're sitting down for this one. Proof of utility, because I'm going to connect this to something else, a Microsoft patent that's just going to blow you away. The Earth dollar uses proof of utility in which node providers, I'm going to show you what a node provider is. It's a human being that is connected electronically to the system. All right? Providers receive rewards for providing consensus on the blockchain, enabling the living economic system. It's living because you're connected to it. Your mind will be connected to it. And you'll say how, and I'll show you how in a minute. And providing decentralized cloud-based GPU power and storage space. Also, node providers, which are humans, I'll show that, receive rewards for tracking humanitarian projects, finding cures for cancer, real-time gaming, P2P communications, and more. They speak about some of these things in more details. Go and read it. Go and read it and get blown away. I want to see other YouTube channels doing stuff about this, right? There's only so much I can do from my level. We all need to work together. Here's the link. Microsoft patent uses your subconscious to mine crypto. Yeah. This is from March 29, 2020. This is going back a number of years, 2 years ago. Right? According to tech giant's latest patent application, the company is exploring ways to use brainwaves in proof of work algorithms. These are the nodes that were spoken about in Earth dollar. Okay? In brief, Microsoft wants to patent a system. It already has. It's done. It's in action. And I'll show you the patent. It's very, very real. The system will use various body activities. This is the working nodes, right? As part of proof of work algorithm. Imagine this. Imagine this scenario. This is a very, very real scenario. You own a home. You went through a pandemic recently. Through that pandemic, interest rates were near 0%. You entered a fixed term variable home loan. You're now coming out of that 2 years later, right? We're in a period of hyperinflation where interest rates are rising suspiciously very, very fast. All right. You've come out of that system that was near 0%. Your mortgage payments go from $500 a fortnight to $1,200 a fortnight and rising. It doesn't matter how much all members of the family now work, you cannot own that home. This is what's going to happen. They're going to make you, in a sense, using fear to hand over your assets to Earth Dollar, the asset-backed system, right? Give you a world universal basic income, and then they're going to give you, you think they, just by giving you money that they're going to be happy? No, they're going to tell you, look at this. They're actually telling you that you're going to be mining stuff and that your works are going to be cryptocurrency system using data on body activity. All your work will be monitored. If they tell you to go and clean up a beach, if they go and tell you to do this or that or whatever, you'll have to do it. If you don't do those things, no income. Likewise, driving your car too much, we want you to catch a bus. In the past, it didn't matter what was said in the world, you still kept driving a car. You were like, stuff that's for everybody else, right? Now, they're using this mentality of, well, we're going to force you, because if you don't catch that bus or use of that public transport, your income will be either capped, removed. You know what I'm saying, right? Let's keep reading. Among examples of body activity listed by the patent are body radiation, brain activities, blood flow, organ activity, and movement. The sensor would also be able to discern between different brain waves such as gamma, involved in learning or memory tasks, beta, involved in logical thinking, and alpha, related to subconscious thoughts. Users would receive crypto as a reward for completing tasks. Their words. Just finished speaking about it, which would include watching advertisements, using chatbots, or uploading things to content sharing websites. Yeah, they want to soften the blow. They're not going to tell you quite rightly that we're going to make you slaves, right? No one would want to do this, right? As the company explains, the necessary work will be performed by users unconsciously. You will, and now what they're saying is, or are they saying, that something else is going to be programming your mind? How can you possibly be performing these tasks unconsciously? That is very alarming. Essentially, the system should be able to read anything that can be sensed and represented by images, waves, signals, text, numbers, degrees, or any other form of information or data the document adds. In your mind, it's getting all of this and uploading it to that supercomputer. There you have a bit of a crypto system, the communication network, the user device, the sensor, and you, the human nodes, they're going to be uploading to the cryptocurrency system. Gets much better. They explain a little bit about how the system creates money here. This lets large companies transact and communicate privately on Ethereum public blockchain. Meanwhile, its new patent would have us surrender our deepest thoughts. Yep. Here I've gone to Patent Scope, a website that basically houses all patents worldwide. This W02020060606, you're picking up the 666, cryptocurrency system using body activity data. Stipulates their wording how this system works. I just showed you this from that figure, right? Let's read in the abstract what it says about how this system works. Human body activity associated with a task, that's work, guys, provided to a user, by whom? The system that's going to be telling you what to do, may be used in a mining process of a cryptocurrency system. Your works will create dollars. Can you see that? If you don't do something, you don't get paid. And you're going to go, it's not too bad. It just said surrender all of your thoughts. A sensor may provide a task to a device of a user which is communicatively coupled to the server, your mind. A sensor communicates coupled to our compromised in the device of the user may sense body activity of the user. Body activity data may be generated based on the sense body activity of the user. The cryptocurrency system communicates to the device of the user may be varied if the body activity data satisfies one or more conditions set by the cryptocurrency system, and award cryptocurrencies to the user whose body activity data is verified. There you have it. Putting all things together, all right? Let's go back and explore Earth Dollar, the results of the COP27 meeting, and just summarize. Here they're explaining the Bitcoin nodes, which is your brain connected to this system. You'll see at the midst of Earth Dollar, or this big, you've got all these other forms of currency connected back into the single source of Earth Dollar. Bitcoin nodes. The Mother Earth supercomputer, aka Mother Earth operating system, will have fully integrated Bitcoin nodes, Ethereum nodes, Dogecoin nodes, Polkadot nodes, and other blockchain nodes. Members do not have to leave the Earth Dollar ecosystem and their living economy to do cross-chain transactions. you're going to have all these various dollars, whatever they are, cryptos, that are all linked back into you performing works for the government under total control. That's what it's about, guys. It always has been about them taking total control of your lives, them telling you what to do. But who is them? Who is them behind it? A lot of you know who that is. It's a force of evilness in this world. They'll never say it as that. They'll also always give you these promising nodes of, and double talk of, you're doing it for Mother Earth, but essentially you're doing it for a Mother Earth supercomputer. Because that's what it's a noun. That's what it is. It's a title given to the supercomputer, right? The system's about to completely crash. It's going to be a soft crash. And what I mean by a soft crash, it's like putting a mattress under the economy, okay? It's a way to transition into a complete totalitarian worldwide cryptocurrency, Bitcoin system. No more cash. Everything you do will be tracked. You will not have assets. The assets will be handed back into the system, which would prop it up. It's going to be connected to our living ecosystem, okay? Which means that somehow they're going to tell you that it's for the benefit of the environment, whether that's them giving you tasks, generated tasks to do in the community, litter picking, whatever it may be, to get paid to have that house that you're in. You're still going to think it's yours if you're stupid enough, but it's not yours. Now you're just having to do all of this extra stuff. Why? And who are the people up the top pushing this that will not be connected to this, right? But will be telling everybody else what to be doing? It's a pretty alarming question. All right. I really do hope. I was going to connect this religiously to the Bible. I decided not to. This is the fourth or fifth time I made this video. I want it to be what it is, to speak about how all of these individual systems that have all come together, how COP27 has come out and said by the first quarter of 2023 this will be in place. You've seen the drops. You've probably seen my other videos on Earth Dollar about how it was linked back then to a failing economy. Now they're just using enticers to get you on board. Climate change for the benefit of your brother and sister, for the benefit of your neighbors, for the benefit of the community, just to give up your mind, your subconscious thoughts and your conscious thoughts over to a supercomputer that essentially is going to be running you. If your heart truly is not run by Jesus Christ, you will fall for this rubbish. You will fall for this BS. It's plain and simple. You saw so many people that fell for the clot shot, right? Still call themselves Christians. How can you possibly be a Christian? How can you love Christ when you've given your body over and to fleshly desires? Is our battle not against flesh and blood? Did Jesus Christ not show us the way, the life and the truth? Did Jesus Christ, he was showing you an example when he put his flesh on the cross, that he should have eternal life in the spirit. It's a parable. Mark 4 tells you all things are done by parables, right? It's the same way in seal number 5 in the Bible, right? Revelation 6:9, that you hand your flesh over, dead, that you may walk in spirit. These people haven't done that said they have. They're running with the world. Hypocrites. This is why the serpent has a divided tongue. He says one thing and does another thing. This is why unclean beasts in the Bible have cloven feet. A cloven feet is a divided foot. It says it runs one way to righteousness and Jesus Christ, but it does another thing. And what does Jesus Christ say? Depart from me, for I never knew you, and cast them out. Cast them out. This is the time we're living in, guys. I didn't want it to be a a show or a video on fear, but there is no fear for those that dwell in spirit, that walk with Jesus Christ, and nor should you. Do never ever submit to fear, because you have the strength of Jesus Christ in you. I'm going to read this from Philippians 4:13. In the Amplified Version, I can do all things which he has called me to do, through him, Jesus Christ, who strengthens and empowers me to fulfill his purpose. As a servant of Christ, I'm self-sufficient in Christ's sufficiency. He's done it all. He's completed all things. Walk with him. I'm ready for anything and equal to do anything through him who infuses me with inner strength and confidence in peace. Because Jesus Christ said, I do not come to bring peace, but a sword. Jesus Christ said that. People who are looking for this halfway period of this man of lawlessness, right? The sword is the word of God, Ephesians 6, by which we conquer the flesh. So we walk in spirit. That is the way. All right, guys, God bless. Please share this video. I'm urging other YouTubers to delve deeper and to come out with more meat on this. All right? I could not possibly do that. I don't have time to do that. Let's share the burden. Get the message out. All right, God bless. Until next one. See you guys.